What's up, everybody? This is Dueling Aces for November 25th, 2024. Joining me to start off, as always, is Bruiser.
I guess.
Who clearly says Eli Manning is a fraud.
He is.
I'm just Bryce's chauffeur. Well, you want to get into it, Al? We'll get into it right away. I got no issues jumping into it right away. Oop, darn it. Get back over there. All right, that's not. There we go. So this is what sparked the conversation from the other day.
First of all, he's a semifinalist. He's not even a finalist. So he might not even make the final voting class for Super Bowl weekend.
Okay, I'm listening.
So let's not even you still have to. There's still one more round of voting, I think, before you get to the finalists. On Super Bowl voting weekend. So he might not even make it that far. However, he's not a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. He's just not. You had one of the best defenses to ever play in the NFL the first year that you won the Super Bowl. You lucked into it the second time. You had two amazing, miraculous plays to beat a team that should have housed you 56-0 on any other given Sunday. And that one, they just happened to have a bad day.
Well,
I'm sorry. Eli Manning is an average QB who put up good numbers.
Twice in the same season against the Patriots, because they made the Patriots lose the last game of the season, which ruined their perfect season, and then they beat them in the Super Bowl.
No, they didn't.
So he didn't beat them once; he beat them twice.
No, he didn't.
He did. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Patriots did.
No, George, he didn't. The Patriots only lost that year, came in the Super Bowl to the Giants. They beat the Giants in the final game of the season, and they beat them in the preseason. The Patriots played the Giants 3 times that season and beat them 2 out of 3 times. The only time they didn't beat them was in the Super Bowl. The Patriots were perfect in the regular season. They were 18-1 for the year.
I'm sorry. No,
Say
the 2 words. He was. I thought he beat him in the regular season, the first time.
They played him in the 3rd game of the preseason. They played him in the last game of the regular season. They played him in the Super Bowl. They played them 3 times that season.
I thought it was they beat him in the last game and then they beat him in the Super Bowl.
No.
Because I know that they ruined the perfect season, but
they ruined the totality of the perfect season. But the Patriots were perfect through the regular season.
Yeah, I must be thinking about the 2012 season. I thought they beat him in the 2012. Oh, yeah, my bad. I thought that they did it in the 2012, and they beat him, and then they beat him again.
Point B, I was right.
He's still going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's not. He's just not.
I don't hear an argument as far as why he's not. He was the MVP of both Super Bowls.
His brother is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Tell me the number of records that Eli Manning holds. Tell me the number of NFL records that Eli Manning holds. Does he hold a passing yard record or a completion percentage record or touchdown record? Does he hold any of those? Or did he at one point? No, he didn't. He doesn't have first ballot numbers. He's got 5 years in numbers. He's got 6-7 years down the line numbers. He doesn't have first ballot numbers. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. The first ballot is reserved for those who did great things over and over again on the field. Eli had great moments, but he wasn't great all of the time. People did not plan around Eli Manning being on the field. They planned around Tom Brady. They planned around Aaron Rodgers. They planned around Peyton Manning. You didn't come up with defensive schemes to neutralize Eli Manning because he was that big of a threat.
Okay.
As much as it pains me to say this, Ben Roethlisberger is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
That's interesting.
Three rings, multiple AFC titles, multiple AFC division titles. He was the cornerstone of that organization. And yes, you had to plan around Ben because he beat you with his legs. We've seen it time and time again as Browns fans, Ravens have seen like that he was a threat.
Interesting. It says here that Ben only holds 2 records in the NFL. The most 500-yard passing games with 4 of them, and most completions in a regular season or postseason game with 47. And the most passing yards in a relief appearance with 379.
Well, I don't think he was the full-time starter yet.
Well, I'm just saying. Most passing yards in a relief appearance. Those aren't page turners, that's for sure.
They're not. But if you're a defensive coordinator and you're looking down, you're looking through film, and
Ben only won 2 Super Bowls, by the way. Ben's only got 2. Just looking at it, looking it up right here. He's only won 2.
They lost to the Packers. They lost because they went to 3. They lost to the Packers.
Yeah.
But if you're a defensive coordinator and you're looking at film from the Steelers, one of the people you're highlighting is Ben Roethlisberger because he can. We've seen it time and time again. He's turned nothing into something or more. You know, how many times does it look like a gazelle getting trampled by lions in the Serengeti, and then all of a sudden he springs free for 25 yards because you can't bring him down because of those legs. Ben Roethlisberger was a game changer. You had to account for him. There's a number of people on that list right there that I'm like, and I know Ben Roethlisberger's name's not on it, but there's a number of people on that list that are game changers that you had to account for, that are first ballot Hall of Famers far and above Eli Manning or Steve Smith Jr. or Hines Ward for that matter.
I was going to say the other problem though, you're saying you didn't have to game plan you had to game plan for Ben. You didn't have to game plan for Eli. Yet Eli does, looking here, hold the records for the most fourth quarter comebacks, which actually beats his brother.
The most fourth quarter comebacks. What does that tell you? They were losing for the entire three. The other three.
Which means that the defense was giving up a lot of yards and a lot of points.
Which means you don't have a complete team. You have to overcome your deficits. Or for that, or you were giving the ball. I'd love to see how many times Eli threw an interception in those games.
Actually, for the least amount of interceptions, 244, which is ranked 12th in the NFL.
No. In the fourth quarter comeback games, I'd love to see the stat line of how many interceptions that Eli threw. Look, you can defend him all you want. Quit trying to tell me my opinion's wrong. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's just not.
I'm just giving you the argument of why he would be. Or why I was going to say why they're even considering it in the semifinal.
You can consider it all you want. It doesn't make it right. I can consider throwing feces in the middle of a Walmart on Black Friday. That doesn't mean it's the right decision.
Man, we haven't even made it 15 minutes. Good Lord.
Hey, I used all the proper terminology.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, my. So, I know that you happened to turn around and you were checking over the list, last week when we popped this up here. Remind me again who you turn around and you popped on for your
I was thinking about it. And I had Antonio Gates. I had Hines Ward. I had Rodney Harrison. I had Vinatieri. And then I said either Terrell Suggs or James Harrison. Because Terrell Suggs was an absolute thug at linebacker and DN. Like,
oh, yeah.
That Ravens defense is not like he was. If Ray Lewis was the heart of that Ravens defense, Terrell Suggs was the nads of that Ravens defense.
Fair point.
What's up, Zolt?
Hey, Zolt.
How's it going?
It's going.
Who is what? I'm trying to figure out your background this week.
It's Aaron Glenn.
Okay.
Just chilling at the end of the game. He's literally just sitting on the bench.
What was the score yesterday?
24-6, I think was the final.
You got a short week?
Short week. We haven't given up a touchdown now in 10 quarters.
Wow.
The more important question, will the Lions finally win at home on Thanksgiving Day?
My God, we're playing the Bears. We gotta.
Yes.
I mean, the Bears have been playing better, but they
How
still
many years
don't
has it been now since they haven't won at home on Thanksgiving Day?
7?
Like, and there's been some ridiculous ones where, like, you had the Packers beat and
Yeah.
Thomas, why are you watching Dino Bravo?
It says 2016.
2016. So it'll be
8 years.
This be years.
Whew. Been a little while.
Been a minute.
No, it's
stat for there.
Yeah, Thanksgiving's going to be everybody's going to be comfy, enjoying the Lions game.
Enjoy that game.
And then they'll take their food coma nap during the Dallas game.
Right.
And then they'll wake up and have to travel home and totally just miss the Packers and the Dolphins.
Which that might be a good game now because the Dolphins have actually found their offense.
Can you say that with a straight face?
I can. They're actually
the Dolphins are Listen,
I know one thing. Somebody hasn't found Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill's wondering what the hell's going on.
hey, listen, you give Tua some crayons and some paper, he can draw you up some great plays.
You did not. Oh my gosh.
I mean, he still recognizes shapes. That's a good thing. That brain isn't a complete scrambled egg yet. Zolt keeps muting himself.
No, believe me, if you saw Sam's show earlier, Sam is under the weather. I am also under the weather, just not as bad as Sam.
Oh yes, Sam was
yesterday.
beyond.
Yesterday, I sneezed over 100 times.
Ooh.
Today it's been like 4 in the last 2 minutes. So that's why I keep muting myself and taking myself off cam.
Snort some cinnamon.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
If you like, put it on your fingertips and rub it on the inside of your nose, you will sneeze so hard you will get all of that mucus out.
It doesn't seem to stop. But proceed. Don't let my snot derail the show.
You were part of this conversation. That you're dying.
Yeah,
like, I can't.
My apologies. No, my point being that the Dolphins have scored 34 points in each of their last 2 games. They have found their offense. They might not have found Tyreek Hill, but they found their offense.
Chipper, you won the NASCAR Fantasy League. No, you don't get anything for it. There's no money. There's no trophy. You won. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Chipper. You will never be invited again.
It's just for fun. It's not anything serious.
I was gonna say, is he?
The week of the championship race, like that Monday, I was like, Nat Chipper won the league. Go back and listen. I already gave you recognition.
Well, as I recall, you tried to accuse me of winning.
I did. No, that was a race.
Oh.
Yeah, Sam was really sick, and I think Tyler was drinking his cough medicine. Because Tyler turned around and started talking about the Eagles are going to beat up on the Lions and take it all. And
Oh,
I went,
no.
What?
No, they were saying if the Lions have to go to Philly to play in the NFC Championship game in January, outdoors in Philly, that would be the problem. And I mean, who knows? We play a total of 3 outdoor games this year, I think. But whatever. I mean, we played in the slop a couple weeks ago, and we did okay.
Yep. Did just fine.
And as last I checked, the Lions would, or the Eagles would have to make up a game on the Lions and beat a tiebreaker then to get on the field. And I have no idea I'm not concerned.
You're not going to have to travel to Philly because the Eagles aren't making it to the NFC title game.
No.
Chipper, no, nobody in their right mind. I wish I could go back and place that bet.
Right. A lot of people do.
And it's not just contenders. It's literally the favorite to win, which has never happened in the history of the NFL.
which is super scary.
Bruiser, then
Yes.
who are they playing in the NFC Championship?
Oh boy. I'm going to say that it is going to be we'll go with the Rams.
Thomas, please don't make me yell at you, okay?
Huh?
Stafford Goff again, huh?
The Rams Lions in Detroit
If I let you do that, do not start a
for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Those dudes are a long ways out.
No, they're not that long out.
They're down at 10
Yeah.
and falling at 5 and 6 currently. They're at 5 and
I
6.
need to look at a schedule.
I
They're
mean,
5
even the scary part is the Browns are sitting at 11 at 3 and 8.
Yeah, well, that's a large mountain.
That's an even bigger hill to climb than 5 and 6.
At
Yeah,
New
but they
Orleans,
got to play the Bengals this weekend, and the both teams are at 10 and 11. And if the Browns win, they just swap places.
at New Orleans, home against Buffalo, at the 49ers, at the Jets, and then home to division rivals Arizona and Seattle. You end 2 home games against the guys you're trying to catch.
Yeah.
Right, which doesn't mean squat because everybody in LA, all the travel teams show up for the home games, which still doesn't make any damn sense.
I mean, it's not like Arizona and Seattle aren't beatable. They both are. So I mean, the Jets. I don't want to say that's a gimme, but
Oh Jesus, that's a gimme.
well, like I told Sam, it's like they're really starting to give dumpster fires a bad name.
And it's also, hey, it's Thanksgiving week. We're headed for the inevitable Philly meltdown anyway. It always happens this time of year.
Yeah,
And Bruiser, if you're trying to get a Sam cameo on the show, it's not happening.
it's not going to happen.
Oh, I'm not trying to get a same cameo. I just am trashing Philly.
Okay, all right.
Tampa
Philly. Bay. Okay, Philly has to go at Baltimore. Home against Carolina. Home to Pittsburgh.
The Carolina thing's hilarious, though, isn't it? After last weekend, how funny would that have been if the Chiefs lost to the Carolina Panthers?
You know, I'm actually starting to revising my opinion on Carolina. I literally thought they were in no man's land. I actually think they're not in a bad position. I mean, they're still 2-3 years out from contending, but I've changed my opinion on Bryce Young. I think he might actually be something. I'm not saying he's Hall of Famer. They might actually be able to roll with him and make it work.
Nice.
So then it's figuring out. Home against Pittsburgh, at Washington, and then home against Dallas and the Giants. That's a very favorable schedule.
For who?
That's Philly, at Baltimore, home to Carolina, home for Pittsburgh, at Washington, and then home for Dallas and the Giants.
So,
oh yeah.
So there's 3 games on that schedule that aren't gimmies, and I would say there's a 4th.
You're talking okay. So Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Washington are not gimmies.
Correct.
What's your 4th? Dallas?
Carolina, because Carolina's played weird.
Yeah, this is true. Carolina's definitely played weird. I think it's definitely what you can't go in there disrespecting them.
No, I'm not. And it's not to say Carolina is a good team. It's just they've played Weird. Like the Browns. Did you ever expect the Browns to put the whooping on the Ravens like they did a few weeks ago, or what they did to the Steelers Thursday night? Like that's not.
Yeah, I mean, and frankly, I'll say this about Carolina. We just mentioned the game against the Chiefs. They are a field goal away from being on a 3-game winning streak.
Right.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No, I mean, I'm certainly not saying they've put it together, but I think they're figuring out what they have, what they don't, and they're making what they have work as best they can. You're right. That's not a gimme. I mean, that's certainly you need to do what you need to do to get ready for them.
I mean, if terrible things happen, I'm willing to say that the Cowboys and the Giants are wins, right? So let's just say that those are wins. You are now at, let's say you lose to the Ravens, the Steelers, the Commanders, and the Panthers. You're now 11-6. Because you're what, 9-2 right now?
Yeah.
You're 11-6. That could put you at the bottom of the playoff order. Even if you've won your division, you may have to go on the road throughout.
No, they don't, because if they win the division, they host the game. They host the game. Top four are for the division leaders, and they will host a playoff game, even if it is the wild card. They host it. Yeah.
No, not always.
They do. Yes, they do.
The Chargers won the goddamn division one year, George, and had to go on the road to a team with a lesser.
No, all division winners host.
Okay.
That's the rule.
I'm
That's
not arguing with you.
Rule. That is the rule.
When did that go into effect?
When they changed the playoff format.
So 2 years ago.
4 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago.
The playoff rules changed during COVID.
It changed after COVID.
The technicality of this, we're going into 2025. It was 2021. That's 4 years ago, 4 seasons ago. Yes.
And they would have taken effect in 2020.
They will always host, the divisions will always host a game. And yes, it may be the wild card game.
Which means 2 years ago.
4.
We're not in 2025 yet.
We are. We're in the 2024-2025 season.
We're in the 2024 season.
It was 4.
No, we're in the 2024 season. We're in the 2024 season. The champion that is crowned in February will be for the 2024 season.
The playoffs were changed in the 2020 to 2021 season during COVID. It's 4 years ago.
The rules still have not been around that long. And yes, the Chargers won a division and still had to go on the road.
When?
I think 2016.
No. How's your knee?
That's what they talk about. It's not my knee.
Either
Your
way.
leg. How is it?
Either way.
Huh?
Let's not pretend that the Eagles.
That pokes out.
I know. You got a contusion. That's why I said to ice it.
Hold on. I'm going to pull this up.
You did?
Works.
You have to ice it. Get the big ice pad and ice it.
With the one that you were going to go get me, ice it for
No,
20
go
minutes.
get the big ice pad.
No, I need
Get it what?
to go to bed.
Go get the large ice pack and wrap it around the leg. Bryce got a contusion because this kid tripped him in the basketball game tonight, pretty badly too. And he's sitting there telling me he's got a lump on the thing, and I was like, "Dude, he needs to ice it." He's got to get the right ice.
So currently, the Commanders are 7-5. They're 4-2 in the division. Trying to pull up their remaining schedule. But
The Commanders are, you talk about playing weird. The Commanders are playing weird.
But one of their final games is against the Eagles. And if they win that game against the Eagles, then they're 5 and whatever in the division. With one more game. Let's say they end up 6-2 in the division. The point being, the Commanders could jump the Eagles and win the division, and then the Eagles would have to go on the road for the playoffs. And let's be honest.
You just made the point.
No.
Yeah.
What made what point?
You just made the point. If the Commanders win the division, the Eagles have to go on the road.
Correct.
That's right. The top 4 spots are saved for the conference.
That's not what I'm talking about, George. You said they were a lock to win you said they were a lock to win the division. And I said, not so fast, my friend. I pulled a Lee Corso on you. Also, the Vikings are sitting at 9-2. The Lions are at 10-1. There is a chance that the Lions might not win the NFC North. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it could.
Yeah, the Commanders actually do not have the cakewalk schedule at all.
No, they don't. I never said they do.
That's a very ugly remaining schedule. Well, let's see Minnesota's. Let's see Minnesota's. Oh, well, there's a kick right off the rip. They got the Cards, the Falcons, Bears, Seahawks, Packers, Lions.
The NFC West is terrible.
The Seahawks and Vikings game. The Vikings have to go to Seattle.
Seahawks 6-5, Cardinals 6-5, Rams 5-6, 49ers 5-6. That entire division is a toss-up.
Yep, that's unfortunate, but I mean, it is super ugly. And of course, they're beating up on each other in the process too.
Even the Panthers have a chance to win the NFC South at 3-8.
Technically, yes.
I think the conference division winners host a playoff game.
Why are we still on this? We've moved past this. Do you want vindication? Do you want me to say, George, you were right? Do I need to hold your hand, sir? Do I need to powder your bum? Do you need to change your diaper? Did you get your feelings hurt? Is it okay?
like I said, stick to college football, which we
No.
still haven't gotten back to yet, by the way.
No. My opinions are valid.
Validation is in the eye of the beholder.
The Eagles are a blip on the radar. They are not a Super Bowl contending team. They are a product of their environment. When put up against a real organization and a real team, they will fade. Like a Japanese building in Hiroshima, it will crumble to dust.
I'm waiting. Go ahead, Zolt.
Against the atomic Goff.
I am curious what the loss of Brandon Graham does to their defense. I am.
Yeah.
Their offense is scary. Their offense is scary as hell.
It depends on who's calling what day.
I bet you they never had their knees bitten.
No, Tampa Bay took care of that last year. The Eagles never got to go to the Lions. They couldn't get past the Buccaneers. Them Pirates.
I like how Zolt's just patiently waiting.
No, I'm having a hard time figuring the Eagles out. They certainly have seemed they've certainly put their offense together. There's no doubt about it. I don't. They figured out the defense, but now it's slipped a little bit, and I don't know if it's going to continue to do that or not. And let's face it, I mean, they continue to win in spite of their coach. So we'll see if that comes back to bite them eventually. But I mean, since we're talking about the Eagles, again, I mentioned it on Sam's show, but we kind of have to put Saquon in the MVP talk now.
Was he never? I mean, I don't think he ever wasn't.
He was way the hell down there, like most running backs are. I mean, it was Lamar, it's Allen. Really, those are the top two. I mean, Mahomes is up there. It's just he hasn't played like it, but they still put him up there. I'm curious. Hang on, I'm going to look now what the odds are.
Yeah, I was going to say after last night's what was it, 255, which by the way I do need to send gifts to him and Mr. Brown for aiding and abetting me beating Mr. Adam Wissinger for your fantasy leagues. I was down by 52 points, and when that happened, I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
What between you and Trap, one of you is going to lose one of these last 2 weeks, and I'm going to step in. One of you is gonna.
Oh, I thought this week was totally it.
Well,
and he almost lost.
He did.
He was pretty close to it too. I was like, okay. Yeah, I was sitting there going, well, I guess this is my week. I'm going down.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden Saquon just went, oh, hold on. Watch this.
Current MVP odds. Top of the list. Who do you think?
Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes, of course.
Not.
Really?
Josh Allen is currently number 1 at plus 150.
Okay, I'll take that. As long as it's
Next.
not Mahomes.
Second. Who do you think is second? It's not
Saquon
Mahomes.
Barkley.
No. It's another quarterback. I mentioned him. It's Lamar. Lamar's currently second at plus 250. Third is Saquon Barkley, now at plus 475. Fourth is a quarterback not named Patrick Mahomes.
Josh Allen.
No, he was first.
Jared Goff.
Lamar was correct. Jared Goff is currently fourth in odds of being MVP of the league at plus 700, ahead of Patrick Mahomes at plus 1300. Yeah, Barkley, out of the top 10, Barkley is the only non-quarterback.
Okay.
So yeah, Allen, Jackson, Barkley, Goff, Mahomes, Herbert, Hurts, Burrow, Mayfield, Love are your top 10 for getting MVP of the league.
Wow. Okay. That's a big wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Where was Mahomes at on that list?
Fifth.
Fifth.
And fourth quarterback on the list.
I don't think he wins MVP this year.
I don't think he does either. He's certainly not playing like it.
No.
I don't think they win the AFC.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I think the Bills are going to end up winning the AFC. I think it's going to be a Bills-Ravens AFC title game.
Y'all are going to hate me. Bills Steelers title game.
I can see it totally.
Yeah, I can totally. Well, somebody has to go. Well, if the Chiefs stay where they're at, somebody's going to have to play the Chiefs because they'll have the bye. They'll have the bye, so they're going to have to go up there. 2 and 3 will almost play each other at the moment, and that's Bills and Steelers. Unless the Steelers lose another one, the Steelers actually have to lose 2 more, and then either the Texans or Ravens could turn around and pass them up to do that. And hell, I can't believe I gotta say, or the Broncos.
I think the more likely scenario is that the Steelers don't lose 2 more, but the Bills win more and get the number 1 overall seed.
But you need the Chiefs to lose.
Could happen. Totally could happen.
Well,
Look at the way they played after that loss.
The Chiefs are begging for it to happen.
Yes.
What for the other for another loss?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The Chiefs are begging for. I mean, my God, if you happen to catch The Athletic today, they had a little I wouldn't even say a full article, but about specific certain teams. Like they took 6 or 7 teams, what their record is, and what The Athletic felt the record actually was. And they said Chiefs are not 10-1; they're 7-4.
Yeah, didn't they? I thought they had like 4 or 5 losses.
It's what it feels like, but they've just always find a way to get that flag out at just the right time.
Well, I bought one of the $1 subscriptions to the Athletic for the year.
Yeah.
For NASCAR for all the auto racing stuff. And
Yep.
I tell you what, some of the other articles that you can read on there, and that I did see the one about the Chiefs being and I was like, that's so accurate because if you look at, I think I could pick 5 games that I'm like, the flag changed the outcome at the exact right time. And boy, did that flag really go away the last, when people really started calling it out. Have you noticed the Chiefs really haven't been getting the calls lately? It's almost like the refs were like, hey, maybe we're being a little too obvious about this. Bring on the top 25. Because I am shocked that Ohio State didn't get any top first place votes. I thought they'd have got a few. And I could have seen a situation where Ohio State overtook Oregon. But
our fourth man is commenting in the chat. It's like, dude, jump in.
who, Adam?
Yeah.
All I see is Chipper.
No, he's in
He's on the-
our group chat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Our group chat. I was like, hey, I know he had the laptop back because I saw him on his show yesterday. Hey, what's happening, Rob? Those Bears are looking a little rough there, buddy. Just a tad bit.
Wait till Thursday.
I think Rob's just gonna sit there and eat his Thanksgiving dinner with his back to the TV set until the Cowboys game comes on, and then he'll feel better about himself. That's how that works most of the time.
I mean, so Friday is a number of games. And even on Thanksgiving, there's a couple of games. Georgia and Georgia Tech yes.
Yeah, the Friday. Yeah, usually college
Georgia
football full on Friday.
Hold on. I was looking at the wrong date. Georgia Tech is Friday. Washington and Oregon is Saturday. For some reason, I thought Thanksgiving was the 29th, not the 28th. But the Egg Bowl is on Friday. It's Ole Miss and Mississippi State. I mean, Ole Miss and Alabama both shot themselves in the foot this weekend.
Since you got them brought up, it's like, well, the top 4 didn't move at all.
No.
And a lot of people fell far, and a lot of people popped up a few.
No, but there is a scenario where I could see there's a scenario where I could have seen Ohio State jumping Oregon. Indiana's probably right about where they should be following that loss. I feel bad for Indiana, but that's probably right about where they should be. What I hate are the people who jumped all over Indiana after that, saying that they shouldn't be in the top 12 because they didn't play anybody. They have a cupcake schedule. yada yada. But that's the same excuse that they gave when teams like Ohio State and Alabama were ranked 1 and 2. Well, we're just playing the teams that are on our schedule. We can't do anything about that. You can't have it both ways.
And yet you got Alabama sitting at 13, just one game out from trying to be in the playoffs after only scoring 3 total points. I'm sorry. I think Alabama should have been dropped all the way down to about 16.
Alabama at 13th with 3 losses. I'm fine with it. Because it's not like they're going to jump Clemson. They're not gonna crawl past Clemson and get back in.
No, the problem is they're now first man in if
Right.
anybody else loses.
Well, you still got Arizona State that can do it, and Ole Miss that can hop up there.
I don't think they jump Ole Miss ahead of Alabama, unless Bama loses again.
Listen, they're going to Jordan Hare. Or no, they're playing. I think they're playing in Tuscaloosa. I'm gonna bring up my schedule.
Yes, need schedule.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I need. Yeah, I'll hold on. Let me bring up the schedule.
So,
Friday games. There's a couple of intriguing Friday games that could play out about the playoff. You've got Oregon State going to Boise State, Mississippi State at Ole Miss, and Georgia Tech at Georgia. And then Saturday games. Auburn is traveling to Tuscaloosa.
and Michigan's going to Ohio State.
And Michigan's going to Ohio State. But do we really think
And
that
Auburn
That's not going to
Auburn
affect anything.
Auburn is going to Alabama.
I just said that they were going to Tuscaloosa?
But
I just said Auburn's going to Tuscaloosa.
I know. Can I finish my sentence?
Sure.
After coming off of the big upset that they just pulled with Texas A&M, they should be able to do it again.
Well, Nick Saban said it right. Nick Saban said it correctly when he said it on College Game Day on Saturday that Jordan Hare Stadium at Auburn is haunted. Like, that weird things happen in that stadium. and so he even said it on game day. He goes, if I'm Texas A&M, I'm not too confident going in to this game at Jordan Hare right now because weird things happen. And sure enough,
Dude dropped a wide open pass.
Look, there are a number.
It's happened. I mean, it's happened a lot.
The fact that you could have Alabama with 4 losses still. It's not a given that Alabama is going to beat Auburn. So you're going into the game this week. If I'm a college football fan, there's 4 games that I'm watching for sure over Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Because it's going to tell me how all of the playoffs are going to shake out. I'm watching the Georgia Tech game on Friday night. I'm tuning in for Ohio State, Michigan at noon on Saturday. I'm watching the Iron Bowl. And I'm flipping back. Actually, take it back. I got 5 games. I'm flipping back and forth between the Iron Bowl and Notre Dame USC on Saturday, and then the nightcap. I'm going to watch Texas and Texas A&M.
Why would you have to? I'm just going to say Notre Dame and USC. I think is just going to be a boring show.
Because Notre Dame's at 6, and Notre Dame does dumb stuff sometimes.
That's true.
Touche.
They got that hangover from beating Army.
Oh my god. Oh,
dude,
dear
they
God.
could seriously Notre Dame will shoot themselves in the foot over dumb games.
Yeah.
Remember, I said a few weeks ago Alabama could go into Norman, Oklahoma, and it would not be a good thing. Guess what happened?
It was not a good thing.
No. I don't know how that happened.
Like I said, which is why I was shocked that Alabama wasn't down further.
I spent most of my Saturday night.
Non-ranked team.
Yeah, I spent most of my Saturday night rooting for Oklahoma and then vomiting because I was rooting for Oklahoma to beat Alabama.
I was gonna say, how many times did you have to turn around and kick yourself for that?
I cheered and it was like, yeah, I just vomit everywhere because I couldn't do it. Be like Zolt rooting for the Packers to beat the Vikings.
Why?
Exactly.
Why?
Right?
I mean, frankly, there's no need for that because I have no fear of the Vikings. The Vikings can do whatever the hell they want. They still have Sam Darnold.
You got the point. Damn it.
Yeah.
I got the point. I got the point. Yes, I understand the point. It'll never happen. Hey, I'm gonna share screen here real quick. I want to. Whoops, that's not.
I was gonna say, and BYU fell pretty darn far and hard too. After,
hey, looking at the top 25, what team do you not see on there at all? Very prominent SEC team.
Colorado's still there too at the moment. Who else is missing?
Garth Brooks wrote a song about the city that they play in.
Oh, I don't do country, so.
How do you not know the song "Callin' Baton Rouge"?
Oh, LSU is missing.
Yes.
Whoops.
They play that song at every kickoff for LSU.
It is a
Maybe they should
shame.
stop.
It is a shame Brian Kelly's going to have to learn another accent soon. Hang on.
Do you bring back Ed Orgeron?
Sure, why not? Well, I just
At
want to
least
bring
to
up,
just talk to the fans.
bring up Big 12 standings. There are I know it's hard to see. There are currently 9 teams that could potentially make their championship game.
Good Lord.
Going into the last week.
Oh my God.
All right, hold on. Aside from UCF, I don't even have a problem with Cincinnati being there or West Virginia, because West Virginia's been there for a number of years. You put let's say you put SMU in there over UCF. That's a hell of a Big 12 conference. I like that.
Yeah,
that's not a bad conference.
Not bad at all. But everybody from Arizona State down to West Virginia could potentially be playing for the conference championship in 2 weeks.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Well, the Sun Devils play Arizona and Arizona State play this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. We're going to narrow this down real quick.
Yeah, Sun Devils play.
There's a whole 2-page breakdown as to what each team needs
Oh,
to get in.
yeah. Hey, if this team beats this team, and they need this team and this team to lose, and this team to lose, and this team to win, then they'll get in.
The Arizona State game is the national Fox game at 3:30.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
You got Michigan and Ohio State at noon, and Arizona State at 3:30.
Huh.
I found that interesting.
Well, hey, we get to go back to the site of the Sugar Bowl coming up in 2 weeks. Because as long as Texas takes care of business against A&M, it's Texas and Georgia in Atlanta for the SEC title game.
I've been getting some flack recently about Texas. Just to let you know.
That's fine.
Really?
Apparently, because they haven't beaten anybody.
Sure. Okay.
They've beaten like 4 or 5 ranked teams that none of them are ranked anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I hate that argument. I despise that argument.
I mean, I get it. We'll find out here real quick against A&M.
Oh, I think they're going to house A&M. A&M, that's going to get ugly.
Yeah, I mean, we'll find out real quick because you got A&M and then most
Georgia.
likely the conference championship against Georgia. So, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll find
playing
out
Georgia
real fast.
I mean, the worst that Texas could end up is if you beat A&M, which I think they should and will, you end up and let's say you, for whatever reason, lose to Georgia, which I don't think that they will. The worst you're going to end up is 5th. You probably end up.
I brought this up because I wanted to show you. You know, we do our ridiculous things, but look at this ticket price, as low as $4,352 for the Georgia Tech at Georgia. That is the low of the Georgia Tech Georgia.
I'm sorry, but you couldn't pay me enough. You couldn't pay me $4,000 to go to a Georgia game.
But that's the low. That is the low. I'm like, I know we've had our, fun with this page, but when I saw this morning, I went, wait, what? No,
George, you're talking about Georgia. These idiots don't know that the landscaping goes on the outside of the stadium, not on the inside by the sidelines. What dumbass plants bushes inside the stadium?
Isn't that for the dog?
No, I don't know what the hedges were for. I just think it looks dumb.
I'm just saying the dog needs to do his business somewhere.
Listen, all I want you to do is parade that stupid little dog by that 1,400-pound steer again in its little red sweatshirt and see what the hell happens.
Yeah, I thought that was totally.
Bulldogs are my favorite type of dog, and I hope that Bevo gores the shit out of that thing.
I found that very interesting. As much fun as we've had with this page, I was just like, "Excuse me, what? 1,000 and especially 4,000."
We could go to Purdue and Indiana for as low as 66.
Oh no! We have a $5. We've got $5. It's here in Ohio.
I'm looking at this is just the top 25 schedule for this weekend.
Okay.
Utah or Army and UTSA is $24. Maryland at Penn State as low as $7. That could be a winner. California at SMU, $24. That's another outlier. SMU could find their way into the playoff.
I was going to say SMU is actually right now. If it finished right now, they are one of the conference 4.
Well, they
I
don't.
was like,
So
what?
the ESPN page doesn't have the rankings for the schedule updated. They still have Army. They still have
Here-
Army ranked 19th.
Here's the 4-bagger right here. They got SMU, Oregon,
13th.
Boise State, and Georgia.
Yep. I mean, I am. Why the hell are the Anaheim Ducks uniforms red?
Because it's duck season.
Rabbit season.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man. I can't. I want to see SMU in the playoff. I really do.
Same.
I want to see SMU in the playoff because I think that university has paid their penance for a number of years and they deserve it. Like they deserve, you know what I mean? I want to see them in the playoff. I want to see them win a playoff game. That's your next. Hey, how's Eastern Carolina doing there, Zolt?
They just hired a coach. They
Did you step
promoted-
down?
No, I think the other guy got fired.
No. Did you step down?
Oh, did I?
His.
Dude, Call of Duty came out. I haven't played that game.
What was that? See, that's right. COD came out. It's like him and Kyler Murray. They're both on that bad boy.
I wish I was on as much as Kyler. Hey, I know you're looking at your ticket thing, but we're gonna play a game. Okay. So this is based off of the last CFP rankings because the next ones don't come out till tomorrow. So unfortunately, we don't have SMU on here according to the AP rankings, and they'll probably be on here. I'm just curious. Of your first round matchups, Bama, Notre Dame, it's at BYU, Ohio State, Ole Miss, Indiana, Georgia, Penn State.
So, Alabama over Notre Dame.
Hang on, this is not the game we're playing.
Well, okay.
You can go to one of them.
Oh,
Which
Which one do you go to?
Alabama, Notre Dame.
Bama, Notre Dame. Oh God, I would not pick that one because I don't want anybody to win.
I was going to say I would go for the Ole Miss Indiana game.
So here's the thing:
Tempted.
3 of those games are within a 6-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually,
the 4th one,
all of them would be. Notre Dame.
No, Beaver Stadium is not within a 6-hour drive. It's more like 7-ish. Because you have to go in and then up into Pennsylvania. It's in the middle of nowhere.
College Station is nowhere.
So, but Downtown Indianapolis is 4.5 hours from me. Downtown Columbus is a little over 90 minutes, and South Bend's like 4.5 hours. 4.5, 5. Because you hit the time change, and so yes, it's technically like 5 hours. However, I'm not going to Ohio State. One, because it's Ohio State. Two, I don't want to deal with the Mormons when BYU comes to town.
No, we know, and yeah, like I said, we'll have to play this again next week. See what, or as I say, it'll even change.
Would I go? I might go to IU. However, I don't necessarily know that I want to go to that. I want to go to the Prestige, and I think Alabama Notre Dame has two teams very steeped in history, so that to me kind of seems cool. So I would go to that game.
I'm tempted to say Georgia Penn State. However, I have a feeling with Franklin there that Georgia is would house Penn State, despite being the lower rank. I think I would go Ole Miss, Indiana, just because that would be an interesting match.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be about the best one out of all of them.
Oh man, they retired Thornton's jersey tonight in San Jose. Sorry.
Good old Big Joe.
Yep.
Really? Breaking news. Breaking news. Leave it to Bruiser. Breaking news.
I can't watch the football game on my ESPN Plus because I don't have ESPN otherwise. But I can watch all the hockey I want to watch on ESPN Plus. So I got the Kraken and the Ducks on at the moment.
The Kraken.
Hey, just still waiting to see what the new hockey team's name is going to be.
I think they keep it
Club.
Utah HC.
Yeah, why not?
I'm fine with it. I think it's different.
Yeah,
I saw they
don't like different. They need a mascot.
They need
branding, no, they don't.
Which is fine. Hockey club is branding in a way. The thing is, there's only so much you can do with the words hockey club. You could do script. It's just because NHL, they want to have 6 different jerseys.
Yeah.
There's a lot they could do. The thing though is like you already have Utah FC, which is, I think the FC and the HC is Utah's and Salt Lake City's thing. Like we're gonna be different by not having a name and being.
I mean, I don't hate it. I really don't.
I don't either.
I'd be okay with it.
In the day and age where everything has to have a logo and a name slapped on it, simplicity sometimes is better.
They could have a logo. They could be, what was it, the old Vancouver where it was just a stick? That's the front.
The Canucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the 2 cross sticks, wasn't it?
Well, I'm thinking of one. It was literally like a hockey rink oval with a stick going through it.
I think that was the Canucks.
I think it might have been.
Well, now I was going to say, Dave, man, look, thinking back on your thing there with the new 4 that are coming in and looking at everybody else who's now going to be in that conversation, Tennessee, Miami, where Indiana bounces around to, and Clemson in that. It's like, ew.
Yeah. I'm going to have to see how it gets rearranged because that obviously changes all kinds of stuff. There we go.
What in the...
Hold on.
Yes, that's the old Canucks logo.
Yeah.
Thank
Is that the Canucks or the Hartford Whalers?
That's Canucks. The same
Is that
colors.
Canucks?
Same colors Hartford
the same
Whalers.
colors. Yeah. I was confused for a minute. I'm like, hang on, wait a minute. Yeah, okay.
Used from, it was the primary logo from 70-71 to 77-78.
Thank God that marketing director got whacked.
The original Canucks
I
logo,
like that.
known unofficially as the Stick in Rink logo.
So we'll be up at the Monster
That's
game
brutal.
on Friday. Christina got tickets to Monsters on Friday for the 1-2-3 night.
You were not in here when we started this,
Yeah.
but
Me? Probably not.
out of these four, who are you putting?
Oh, Christ. We're going back to this?
Well, Zolt has not been a part of the conversation yet.
Okay.
Got to give him the opportunity to pick his four.
Hold on. Zolt, I want you to tell me, because I trust your opinion, because you are a
Yeah.
level-headed individual. Why is Eli
Yeah.
Manning a first ballot Hall of Famer?
The Super Bowls. I hate it. I hate everything about it, but he's going to make it. So he's going to make it because of the Super Bowls. That's why.
That's it. That's the only reason he's a first ballot Hall of Famer is because he has 2 Super Bowl rings.
To me. And who he beat.
I think
Beating the GOAT.
I think that's a lame excuse to put somebody in on a first ballot who hasn't done anything else noteworthy otherwise.
Yeah, he's going in. I've accepted it. I don't have to be happy about it.
I didn't say he wasn't a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
I said he
I know.
wasn't a first ballot.
Yeah. Vinatieri.
That's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Man was a god.
Yeah.
And okay, might catch flack for this, and I really don't give a damn. Antonio Gates revolutionized the position.
Yeah. We said.
What did I
said the
say
same
Thursday?
thing. Yeah. Yep.
Sam was all up in his feels because I said Eli Manning wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I in the chat said, what the hell about Antonio Gates? That's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And then Sam said, well, I guess so. And I'm like, what do you mean you guess so?
I was going to say, Jeremy Shockey helped with that too, but that poor dude just got injured so much. If that guy would have made it, if that guy would have stayed healthy for his career, he would have been right along up there too.
Whatever happened to him?
He ended up, after the Giants, he went to the Saints and then got injured, and it was injured again.
I remember him with the Saints, but I've not heard anything about him after football. Did he end up coaching anywhere? Did he start a biker gang? What happened to him? Did he die?
No.
Did he Thanos himself out of existence? What happened?
No, and I feel bad too, because I know I was I had his fan page or something on Facebook I had found one day.
By the way, George, doing 2 sets of 5 for 350 pounds yesterday, not fun.
Ooh. Ouch.
Did you not see the bar? I took a picture of that bar. Yeah.
I saw it. Damn.
Two sets of 5, 350 pounds. Not fun.
Yeah. After he made the comments about gay football players in the NFL on Howard Stern, he has been
disappeared.
Way disappeared.
Yeah, he made some pretty homophobic comments.
Yeah, it's like he hasn't really been seen or heard from since. I think on the fan page or something, he was at a fundraiser for somebody, and that was kind of like the last I think anybody has really seen him doing anything.
I don't think Reggie Wayne is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Is this his first ballot?
I was gonna say I thought Reggie was on last year.
Might be a
I
second.
mean, isn't like Torrey Holt? Isn't he up for like the 8th time or something?
Yes.
I mean, I know they can pick up to 8 players or 8 people, I guess.
Eli, Luke, Suggs, Vinatieri, and Yonda are the first ballots. Everybody
So-
else is everybody
have
else has
long
been
and-
there.
Has Kuechly really had a long enough career? Did he have a long enough career
Who?
to be a first ballot? Kuechly,
No.
Luke?
not to be a first ballot.
This
The
is
only
his first.
one of that group. The only one of
I'm
that
just
group.
saying he shouldn't be voted in this time, is what I'm saying.
I
mean, he'll-
No, I
yeah,
don't.
that's
I
fine.
was going to say people will riot if Eric Allen doesn't get in before Luke.
Yeah.
I
Come
I
on.
the only group out of the first ballots that should be a first ballot Hall of Famer is Terrell Suggs.
Like I said, I think Suggs and Vinatieri definitely.
Well, Vinatieri, that him too. I forgot he was the first ballot, but Suggs, you remove Suggs from that Baltimore defense, and it's an entirely different defense. You remove Vinatieri from the Patriots, entirely different special teams. You remove Eli from the Giants offense, plug and play another quarterback in, and they might be better.
I'm sorry. Eli left, and the Giants have been crap since. And they've
They
plugged and
also
played
lost
a
a lot of other stuff too.
They've plugged and played a lot.
They've
When
also
when
lost
Eli
a lot
when
of other
Eli
stuff too.
no when Eli first left, they hardly didn't lose anything.
I'm
They
talking
still
in
had
the
the
time that
same
Eli was
receivers.
there with Tom Coughlin. It's okay, George. It's okay.
Tom wasn't there in Eli's last year.
Not in his last year. He was there for the Super Bowl.
Hang on a second. Something's outside.
We can all agree that Eli Manning is ugly.
For sure. I'm not saying that he's not a Hall of Famer. He's just not a first ballot. And I wish
Yeah.
people would stop putting him on the mountaintop with Peyton and Brady and others. Because he's not there. Eli is
Oh, damn foot.
Eli is like the ugly Sherpa that helps bring the donkeys up to the goats. You're welcome.
Can we say goodnight, Gracie?
Good night, Gracie.
What?
The show ended 7 minutes ago, according to the
No.
clock.
You didn't give us your other two.
I gave you 3. How many do I have to give you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Your third, your fourth, Bruiser wanted five.
Fourth would be Eric Allen. Oh, I got to do a 5th one?
Well,
Bruiser-
because I gave 5. Because most
yeah,
Hall of
I
Fame
was going to say
classes are
technically
5.
Bruiser. See, I also added Heinz Ward to mine.
I absolutely hated him, and I still kind of do. But honestly,
So do I.
Jared,
But
Jared Allen is probably gonna. I mean, this is like his 5th try. I think it
I
wouldn't
said-
surprise me if he gets in.
I said Ward, Gates, Vinatieri,
Suggs.
Suggs, and either Rodney or James Harrison.
Okay.
Was my 5. But definitely Suggs, because I'm sorry, that dude is a beast.
Okay. So there you got it.
There you go. I gave you 5.
Hooray!
That takes care of the 4 minutes. Say goodnight, Grayson.
Good night.
Good night. I said say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night.
Good night.
So I said, well, flip a coin. And if it comes out heads, have your hair dyed.
And if it comes out tails, say goodnight, Gracie.